With the NFL draft being over, there were tons of talented players that went undrafted. One player in particular is Garrett Greene from West Virginia. Garrett Greene, to me, was one of my favorite prospects in this year's draft, and by far one of the most intriguing prospects as well. Greene spent his time at quarterback while at West Virginia, but he is transitioning to wide receiver to play in the NFL. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed Garrett Greene as an undrafted free agent, and I think the Buccaneers are getting a hidden gem in Garrett Greene. This past season for the Mountaineers, Greene had 2,300 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, and 12 interceptions to go along with over 700 rushing yards, average over 5 yards per carry, and he had 6 rushing touchdowns. Those aren't great numbers, but his 2023 campaign was by far his best year, throwing for over 2,400 passing yards, 16 passing touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. He had over 770 rushing yards, averaged over 6 yards per carry, and had 13 rushing touchdowns. When you watch Garrett Greene play, he reminds me a lot of Baker Mayfield. They're very comparable in size, but with Garrett Greene switching to wide receiver, it brings a whole different dynamic to him being with Tampa Bay's offense. And we've seen throughout the NFL, there's been times where players in college transition to wide receiver, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Terrell Pryor was a quarterback, then transitioned to wide receiver, Hines Ward as well. And to me, I think this comparison makes a lot of sense. Julian Edelman. When you look at Julian Edelman and when you look at Garrett Greene, their measurables are literally nearly identical. Julian Edelman was a quarterback at college at Kent State, where he was a much, much better runner than he was a passer, just like Garrett Greene. When you look at Garrett Greene, he is 5'11", 201 pounds, and ran a 4.5 40. Julian Edelman is 5'10", weighs 198 pounds, and ran a 5.52 40. There's only 1 inch difference between the height between Edelman and Greene. There's only 3 pounds difference between the two. And there's only 2/100ths of a second separating their 40-yard dash time. And we saw how good of a career that Julian Edelman had with the New England Patriots. I'm not saying Garrett Greene will have that good of a career with Tampa Bay, but there are arguments to back it up why Garrett Greene could have a successful career at wide receiver in the NFL. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers arguably had the best class of undrafted free agent, with Desmond Watson, J.J. Roberts, Shiloh Sanders, and several other players as well. But keep an eye on Garrett Greene. I think the Buccaneers found a hidden gem in Garrett Greene, and don't be surprised if Garrett Greene ends up making this Tampa Bay 53-man roster. That about does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, you've never seen videos before, make sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time on the Sports Dude Heinz Show.